Yeah.
Ah.
Raise it on up to my level.
Is that better?
Finally.
You're so tall, I have to come up to meet you.
I know. That is correct. It is an historic edition of SportsCenter with Jay and Dan. Yes, Jay has not been here for the birth of his child. He hasn't been here for vacation. But in his entire time at the network, he's never missed time due to sickness.
Not one show has he missed.
So?
He's a hero.
The Iron Man streak is over. It started in 1996.
Wow. Jay Onrait, the man, the myth, the legend. Well, we're sorry that Jay Onrait is sick. Hopefully no one was getting sick in this game because the West semifinal between the Bombers and Stamps, it was cold.
Yeah.
Very cold.
At field level, Sarah Oleski said it was minus 22 with the wind chill.
Your long underwear for that one.
Yeah, it was the West semifinal. Those are called long johns.
Yep.
West semifinal, Bombers and Stamps. Zach Collaros under center for Winnipeg. Stamps beat the Bombers in last season's West final. They've won 5 straight home playoff games and are the defending Grey Cup champs. First quarter, Calgary up 7-0. Bo Levi Mitchell for Josh Huff. Mike Jones picks him off. They actually battle for the ball. It's ruled an interception after review. Jones' first career CFL interception. Stamps drive stall. Late second, Stamps up 7-5. Mitchell to Reggie Beggleton. End zone touchdown. Beggleton with a rushing and a receiving touchdown in the game. He had 11 total touchdowns in the regular season. Stamps up 14-8 at the break. Third quarter. Bombers ball.
On second down so far. It's Dipsky, and Dipsky big hole. Dipsky's gonna bust it. Touchdown Bombers.
That's right. Chris Cuthbert on the call. Densky rushing touchdown gives the Bombers their first lead of the West semifinal. 15-14 Winnipeg after 3. Fourth quarter, Zach Collaros.
Second and 12. Four-man rush. Collaros looking for Adams. He's got him behind Trey Robertson and Darvin Adams. Touchdown Winnipeg. A silencer from Collaros. It's a 71-yard connection to Darvin Adams.
The silencer! Bombers take a double-digit lead in frigid Calgary. Calgary down 14. Bo Levi.
Time for an explosive
Third interception of the game. This one by Mercy Maston. It was Maston's birthday on Sunday, and he had some thank yous to hand out post-game.
All I gotta say is, hey, Bo, thanks for the birthday pic, man. Appreciate it.
I was gonna say, it's your birthday. Could you have asked for a better birthday present?
Hey, thank you, Bo. Thank you.
Now, Sarah's face, she said, was frozen. If you've ever tried to speak with a frozen face, you know what she was dealing with.
Very hard.
Crowd filing out of McMahon. Chris Strevler in a quarterback. He was playing with a broken bone in his foot. He still did this.
Got a crease.
Bombers outscored Calgary 27-0 in the second half and beat the defending Grey Cup champs. 35-14. They're off to the West final. Collaros on facing the Riders in that West final.
I don't know if it's odd. It's just, it is what it is. Things happen, and I was fortunate enough a month ago that I was traded there at the deadline to this great organization with these great teammates, and it just so happens we're going back to the place that I started the year at.
And just so you know, come the West Final next Sunday, it's going to be like Palm Springs and Regina as a forecast of 3 degrees.
Oh, balmy.
For the Riders and Bombers. And yes, you can only see it on TSN.
Bring your sunscreen maybe for that one. Eastern Division semifinal now, Eskimos and Als. We got some tempers before kickoff here. Brendan Gallagher chiming in. Playing in Montreal, but born in Edmonton, getting cheeky. And in the second quarter, Als down 8.
Keep pounding the ball out of the CJ Gable. You'll eventually wear him out.
Could be spun here. This guy can fly. Goodbye. Mario Alford is going to score. 99-yard touchdown.
Come on, Mario Alford's 99-yard return, the third longest kick return touchdown in CFL playoff history. and he is just untouched on his way to the end zone. And he's just going to high-step his way in, because why not? The Montreal crowd loves it. So Alfred celebrating with everyone, even babies in parkas in this one. Alouettes pull within a pair. Now, during last year's playoffs, Trevor Harris set a CFL record with 6 touchdown passes in a game. Looking for more history here. Starting this game off with 19 straight completions, looking for number 20. And he's got himself a touchdown. Harris just 3 completions away from tying the CFL record of 23 straight completions. And late in the half, Harris with a chance at history. 22 straight completions, and Greg Ellingson drops number 23. Eskimos up 6 at the half. Harris finished 36 for 39 with 421 yards. Meanwhile, Vernon Adams Jr. not fazed by this game, saying pressure's a privilege and only the privileged get to experience pressure. I'm excited for this opportunity. That's the mindset you need. Well, the pressure is on, and for Adams Jr., it came right to him. Third quarter, 9-point game. The Eskimos bringing that heat. Adams Jr. picked off by Josh Johnson. The Owls QB just rocked by 2 Eskimos would lead to a field goal. But Adams Jr. not going anywhere. Ensuing Owls drive, this.
His own number. In trouble.
Wowza, Vernon Adams Jr. just pumping up the crowd. A gorgeous 10-yard touchdown run that pulls the Owls within 5. And after forcing an Eskimos turnover, it is Adams Jr. and the Owls with a chance at their 5th comeback win of the season. Less than 2 to play. Adams Jr.
1st and 10. Picked
off once again, and it's Johnson for the 2nd time in the game. The Eskimos just over 90 seconds away from booking their trip to the East Final. Now, despite the interception, Montreal still a chance for a miracle with less than a minute to play. So it's Adams Jr.
They're the speedsters.
He's got the pressure on him. He's looking deep. He throws it up.
They are stretching it.
And that is a throw into tight coverage. It is the hat trick for Johnson. Comes down with his 3rd INT of the day, and that would seal it. Adams Jr.'s first full season as a starter ends in agony as the Eskies are off to the Eastern Final. And Jason Moss hit the nail on the head. The Eskimos now facing the top team in the league this season. That, of course, would be the Tabbies. It is the Eastern Final, Sunday, noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. Well, the original Star Wars, The Godfather, TFC in Seattle. Everyone loves a great trilogy, and there's always extra pressure on the 3rd installment to deliver. After the Reds and Sounders split their meetings in both 2016 and 17 for the MLS Cup Final, Sunday brought the highly anticipated rubber match. And for the Reds to continue to defy the odds without Josie Altidore up until this point, who had shared it would take a miracle to hit the field in Seattle. Do you believe? So for the 3rd time in the last 4 seasons, Seattle, TFC, MLS Cup Final. Now, there's quite a difference in the crowd here. Sold-out crowd, approximately 1,000 Toronto fans, roughly 69,000 Sounders fans. Little outmatched, 36th minute. Nicolas Benazet takes the pass. That's a diving save from Stephen Fry. Benazet scored TFC's opening goal in the Eastern Conference Final over Atlanta. It was 0-0 at the half. 57th minute, Jonathan Osorio knocked off the ball by Christian Roldown, and Seattle takes possession. Well, Toronto has only won 2 of their 8 matches in Seattle. Kevin Leardom-Shaw taking a couple of deflections before going in there. Now, TFC still mad about the non-call earlier on Osorio. And here's Michael Bradley's reaction to that play after the game.
It's a foul for me, 100%, but that's football.
I asked the ref, why is this not a foul? He said that I ran into Roldan.
There's a foul on Osorio before, but we know that. We know the standard of MLS refereeing is next to horrible.
All right, we just heard Altidore there, and later in the half, there's your miracle. Altidore subbed in to play in his first match since October 6th, but in the 76th minute, the Sounder substitute, Victor Rodriguez, fires one from the edge of the box, and that beats Quentin Westberg as well. Seattle's 2nd goal of the half, and then in the 90th minute, we got this. Chris Mavinga beaten to the ball on that one. Toronto's 13-match unbeaten streak coming to an end in the MLS Cup Final. Also, Michael Bradley's 200th and perhaps final match with the Reds as the Seattle Sounders are MLS Cup champs for the 2nd time. Here's Greg Vanny on that disappointing loss.
It hurts. Yeah, I'm proud of the guys. We worked hard. I thought we came in and pushed the game and dominated the game in many ways. We knew we had to manage transitions. We needed to find the back of the net. We needed to hurt the goal a little bit more, but I'm proud of the guys. It's been a hell of a season for this group, and we pushed till the end.
We did a lot of the things that we wanted to do. We played well. We had to be able to take advantage. You know, we had to find the goal. You know, and obviously in a final, you know, it's gonna hang right on the edge. And obviously, if you don't take advantage of your good moments, then it leaves open the possibility that you know, a deflection or a play like that tilts the bar. So yeah, disappointing.
Disappointing, but as Greg Benny said, he's proud of his squad, and he should be. They were on quite an impressive run to get here, but Sunday's loss, did snap Toronto's 13-match unbeaten streak, and TFC has now won just 2 of its 9 all-time visits to Seattle. Meanwhile, the Sounders earning its 12th straight home playoff win, tied for the longest in MLS history.
Leafs in Chicago Sunday night without Mitch Marner. Why? Injured his ankle Saturday night against the Flyers. No bueno. Marner is going to miss a minimum of 4 weeks with an ankle sprain. Marner, he hasn't missed any time since his rookie season in 2017. So, no Marner. And the Leafs were playing the second of a back-to-back, which, if you know anything about this year's Leafs, is mucho no bueno. Both teams played Saturday night. Michael Hutchinson still looking for his first win of the season. 5 minutes in, Patty Kane. His shot goes off Cody Cece's stick, and that's in. First shot of the game. After Chicago made it 2-0, Kane's shot is blocked, gets it again, and goes back in. Hawks score 3 goals on their first 6 shots. Leafs got one, and then Chicago on the power play. Kane starts off some nice passing. Jonathan Toews with the easy finish. Kane grabs his 3rd point of the period. Canes 4-1 Hawks after 1. Same score in the 3rd. Austin Matthews with one of his career-high 4 assists. William Nylander, the finisher, scores his 2nd of the game. Toronto within 2, 7 minutes of play. Leafs man advantage. Matthews stopped. John Tavares bangs in the rebound. The captain's 5th cuts the lead to 1. I always called him Jonathan. 3 minutes ago, Morgan Riley steals. Robin Leonard out of position. Net wide open. Down. No. Leafs couldn't get the puck. Hawks go the other way. Here's Jonathan. Toews to Brandon Saad. Scores. The Leafs had 57 shots, 26 of them in the 3rd, and they lose 5-4 to Chicago. Oilers were in Anaheim to face the Ducks. Connor McDavid entered with 399 career points. The Oiler captain looking to become just the 8th player in NHL history to record 400 points before the age of 23. First period, he did it. His 9th of the season and 400th point of his career.
Connor McDavid back the lead.
Yeah, he wasn't finished.
Big Finn had that one redirected right in front of his eyes. Here's McDavid fighting through Silverberg. Goes backhand and roots it. Second of the night. That's how good Connor McDavid is.
Okay, that goal looked like it was in slow motion when it was in regular speed.
That is crazy.
Edmonton up 4-2. Oilers power play. McDavid gets another. Yep, McDavid's 5th career hat trick. Let's see how many hats. Yeah, there were some Oilers fans there.
Just a few.
Oilers win big. They're in San Jose on Tuesday.
More hockey for you. Devils Canucks. Quinn and Jack Hughes facing off for the 2nd time. Now, Jack scored the only goal, his first in the NHL, to help New Jersey win their last meeting. What would happen here? Well, similar to Game 1, Jack strikes first. Starts a pretty passing play on the man advantage. It's finished off by Wayne Simmons in front. Now, Hughes doesn't get credit for the assist, but his speed helps the Devils open the scoring. And Jack's mom,
to the side of the goal.
well, she is the only one in the crowd who's cheering. That's motherly love right there. What are moms for? 2nd period, the brothers battling along the boards. Jack with some space behind the net. Tries the lacrosse move. Can't get the puck on the stick, though. A for effort, I guess. Last year's 1st overall pick, unable to pull off the nice lacrosse move there. in front of his brother. We'll hear about that. Quinn's next shift starts the breakout on the man advantage.
Now Besser.
And that leads to a Brock Besser snipe. The older Hughes now with 9 power play points this season, the most amongst all rookies. And that will cut the deficit to 1. Let's jump late in the third now. Canucks net empty. Quinn fires one through traffic. But Mackenzie Blackwood just gets the blocker on it. Vancouver has now lost 11 straight against New Jersey as Jack sweeps the Brothers season series 2-1. All right, over to the Stars and Jets now. Patrick Laine has had no trouble scoring against Dallas in his career. 15 goals in 13 career games. That is the most against any opponent. First period we go. Laine still looking for his first power play goal of the season. Laine just wires the one-timer from the top of the circle. Whew, Jets go up 1-0. Let's flash back, because Mark Scheifele, Tyler Seguin, we know they like their pregame antics. They want to be the last one on the ice. Got a little rock, paper, scissors here. Once again, Seguin fooling Scheifele. Pretends to go off the ice, only to come back out, so he could be the last man up. That is a sneaky move right there, Dan. Now, before the game, Seguin, not putting up too much of a fight here, leaves the ice. This time, leave Scheifele to be the last one off.
Glad we spent so much time on that.
We had to know the backstory. Really adds to this because we jumped to OT, tied at 2. Seguin with the puck in the corner. Scheifele takes it away from him. Scheifele outskating Seguin, then he buries the OT winner. Yep, Scheifele getting the upper hand with the pregame superstition and then school Seguin on the game-winning goal. The Jets take it 3-2.
Still to come, shorthanded Raps roll into LA where the Lakers were looking for an 8th straight win.
Plus, after rolling over Brady and the Pats last week, find out what Lamar Jackson and the Ravens had in store for the brutal Bengals. That's coming up next.
Raptors were in LA. Danny Green, he's not getting his championship ring until March when the Lakers are in Toronto. Nick Nurse entered 0 for 5 on coaches' challenges. Third quarter, Pascal Siakam gets called for a foul on LeBron. Siakam disagrees, and Nurse asks for a review.
I think it's going to be it's overturned, and for the first time, here we go. Down. Nick Nurse wins a coach's challenge. Look at the bench.
Yeah, Nurse now 1 for 6, even getting a hug from a Laker fan.
He got his first hugs all around. Jackie, come here.
Did he get a hug from a Laker fan? Oh, there it is.
Oh, here's the love.
Siakam 3 for 15. Puts Anthony Davis on the ground for the layup. This game was tied after 3. Nurse has been asking for the new guys to step up all season. Terrence Davis and Chris Boucher did just that. Boucher knocks down 3.
He launches.
The Montreal native, this time, rolls to the rim. Roll up the rim. It's got to be around the corner, I think.
I hope so.
Add the foul. Raptors up double digits. It's a good thing about living in Canada. Roll up the rim's always on the horizon. Lakers, 5 minutes left. LeBron misses. Vicious swat from Siakam. And the other way, Davis finishes. The Staples Center. They're in shock. The Lakers cut it to 4. Spicy P. Again, I do not like that nickname because if you have Spicy P, see a doctor. Siakam had 24 points. Raptors have now won 10 in a row against the Lakers, and they improved to 7-2.
Dan, I did not need that Spicy P visual. That's too much. All right, well, it is that time of year when sickness attacks. Just ask Jay Onrait, who, as we mentioned, until this show, had never missed one single show due to illness. It's bad, and like Onrait, Lamar Jackson is a trooper, missing just the second practice of his career Thursday due to illness. But just like you can soon look forward to Jay's return, mere days after being sick, Jackson was back on the field and looking better than ever, hoping to lead Baltimore to a 4th straight win. Don't worry, guys. Jays will be back soon. Back soon. Ravens-Bengals. Jackson on pace to become the first QB to have 3,000 yards passing and 1,000 yards rushing in a season. Opening possession, Jackson caps off a 5-play, 75-yard drive. Touchdown pass to Mark Andrews. 14-3 Ravens now. Early in the second, Jackson again finds Andrews in the end zone. 3 Ravens possessions, 3 TDs, 21-3. Now the Bengals starting Ryan Finley at QB, Andy Dalton benched. Sure will. Marcus Peters with his third pick six this season's Ravens up 28-3. And in the third quarter, the Ravens QB going right back to work. That is just silly. Jackson with an incredible 47-yard touchdown run, finishes with 4 total TDs. And got some shades there as the Ravens cruise.
Chiefs and Titans. Hey, Patty Mahomes. He's back. Missed 3 weeks with a dislocated kneecap. That happened October 17th. His mom a little worried, tweeting, just in case anyone's interested, I grounded Patrick from running the ball. You're welcome. Hashtag mom's dresses. Fourth quarter. Chiefs up 2. Mahomes. A jump pass to McCole Hardman. And Hardman goes 63 yards for a touchdown. I don't know if you saw what Mahomes did there. Look at this. Yeah, I'd say his knee's fine. He threw for 446 yards, 3 touchdowns. And the fans that Hardman jumps into have Mahomes' wigs. Andy Reid, 7th all-time with 201 career wins. Just 1 win against the Titans, though. Less than 2 minutes to go. Chiefs are up 5. Harrison Butker is out for a 47-yarder. Miscommunication on the snap, and Dustin Colquitt has to throw the ball away. That is an intentional grounding. So he didn't even expect that to come his way. So the Titans take over. They have 30 seconds to go. Ryan Tannehill finds Adam Humphries. Touchdown. Titans made the 2-point convert, so they have a 3-point lead. Chiefs still have time. Mahomes back on the field, 17 seconds to go, into Titans territory. 23-yard completion to Demarcus Robinson. 10 seconds. Mahomes back to Robinson. Okay, so they're in field goal range. They can tie this up. Butker. A chance to do just that. Chiefs thought maybe they were offside on that block kick. Tennessee does spoil Mahomes' return. How did Mahomes feel? I don't know. He felt good.
Felt great. Let's go over to the Vikings and Cowboys now. First quarter, Kirk Cousins on play action. Floats it to Kyle Rudolph. And that right there is a fantastic one-handed grab. Makes the catch, keeps both feet in bounds. How? We don't know. Rudolph, 2 TDs and a 2-point conversion in this one. Meanwhile, Dak Prescott feeling very loose. That's his pregame stretch right there. That's quite the dance. 2014 in the third now. Prescott looking limber, finds Amari Cooper. And look at this catch on the sideline. And Cooper was not done. Later in the same drive, nearly identical play. Prescott to Cooper once again along the sidelines. Another stellar catch. This one in the end zone as the Cowboys take their first lead of the game. Ensuing Vikings drive back on the goal line. This time handing it off to Dalvin Cook as the Vikings retake the lead. Let's skip to the 9 seconds. Now a 4-point game. The last chance for the Cowboys. Prescott gets out of the pocket. And he's got a prayer. Unloads the Hail Mary to the end zone. His prayers are not answered. It is picked off as the Vikings take it 28-24.
If you go online, that Dak Prescott warm-up where he's doing the hip thing, it's being set to every type of music known to man. So it's very entertaining.
I forgot to almost run across in this one. Shoot, I was going to try and beat the record.
These are mine, right? I think.
Somebody pay us for this space, please. Oh, that's a sponsor.
That's supposed to be a countdown clock to cameraman Glenn's retirement, but it has not been changed.
Ooh, that's good. All right, well, we were talking earlier about a great Sunday match.
Yes.
Reds, Sounders. We showed you earlier in the show. The Sounders did beat the Reds 3-1, so they recapture the MLS Cup.
Nick Foligno. He's going to have a hearing with the NHL's Department of Player Safety Monday for his hit on Pierre-Edouard Bellemare on Saturday night. Foligno was given a game misconduct and a 5-minute charging major for the hit. There was no immediate update on Bellemare's situation. Foligno, a very good human, is a friend of SportsCenter with Jay and Dan. He said post-game, there was no intent to hit him like that at all. I felt sick to my stomach when I saw that. I hit him in the head. And Foligno, no prior suspension history.
No, I mean, that was a nasty hit. Everyone who saw it knew right away, but as you said, it wasn't intentional. Doesn't have any past history, but you do think he'll probably get suspended for this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we come back, New Orleans Saints are good. The Atlanta Falcons, they're bad.
Hey.
Guess what happened when they played on Sunday?
A cold, cold game. Over to the Falcons and Saints now. Drew Brees has been unreal in his 2 starts this year. Threw for 3 touchdowns in his first game back from injury. and he kept rolling in this one. First quarter, hooks up with Michael Thomas for the first. A few plays later, he's going back to his guy, Thomas. And check out the toe tap here. Gets both feet down for the first, but the Saints only getting 3 points on the drive, but that is a nice toe tap. Meanwhile, Matt Ryan playing in his first game back since an ankle injury. Falcons going for it on 4th and 4. Ryan, all sorts of room. Takes off for the first, and I'd say that ankle looking pretty good. Now in the red zone. Ryan
over the middle
to Austin Hooper for the touchdown. The 1-7 Falcons with a 7-point lead into the half. Now Atlanta entered with only 7 sacks all year, have allowed the second most points per game. We're turning things up in this one. Third quarter, Saints still looking for their first TD, but Breeze gets sacked for a third time. New Orleans had only been sacked 12 times all year before this one. Atlanta now up 23-9. He's got all sorts of time. He's sacked again. Now late in the game, under 6 to go. Saints going for it. Breeze again as the Falcons upset the Saints. 26-9 is your final. And now it's time for Deeper Dive. I've never done a Deeper Dive.
Oh, it's great.
I'm so excited. Of course, there's a lot going on Sunday across the NFL. Let's go to the Ravens and Bengals. Second quarter here. Ravens use a triple option run. 2009 Heisman winner Mark Ingram in the backfield. But 2016 Heisman winner Lamar Jackson pitches it to 2011 Heisman winner Robert Griffin III. You've got 3 Heisman winners in the same backfield. That is what I call the Heisman winner option.
That has to be a first, right?
I would imagine so.
Hound Dog?
I don't know if that's in our notes. Do we have that one? I would imagine it's the first time.
He's radio silence for Hound Dog.
That is a stacked crew right there.
Hey, he's checking. Okay.
Okay, good.
We'll get back to you.
All right. Should we keep going?
Yeah.
Okay. This from the Cards and Bucks. We pick it up in the fourth quarter. You've got Kyler Murray, steps back, gets picked off by Tampa's Jamel Dean. Now, this was Murray's first interception of the season. He went an NFL record 211 passes to start his career without throwing a single pick. Dak Prescott held the previous mark, 176 passes back in 2016.
Unreal.
That is a long streak.
Let me grab something in the deeper dive. After Titans offensive tackle Taylor Lewan took 3 penalties Sunday, in addition to the 6 he's taken over the previous 5 weeks, yeah, he owned up to it big time.
Before we even start this whole thing, my penalties are a problem. I am 100% an issue with that. It's not intentional. I do not mean to do it. My intentions are good. I'm just trying to finish. And it's killing the team. And I know that. You guys need to know that. No one needs to call me out or anything because I got it, boys. I am completely screwing the team with the amount of penalties I've had in these last, 6 games? It's crazy. It's horrible. I cannot get penalties. I'm sorry. There's no need to ask about it because I know I'm an absolute liability when it comes to penalties.
You know what Luan did?
He took ownership.
He did what we do. He owned up to it. He did his own "you blew it" segment.
He says, I got it, boys. I understand. Blame's on me. But do you think that leaves him unscathed for what's still to come? Just because he called out his flaws?
No, we had Jabari Greer on our post-game show after the Sunday Nighter, and he said it's like your son saying, okay, here's what happened. So trying to lessen the blow that's going to come your way.
Please don't get mad at me. The blow was still coming.
Yes.
Yeah, that was. But I also like the deep V he has going there. He should be held accountable for that, too. That was all around bad. All right, we've got plenty more coming up. The best and the worst from the gridiron, north and south of the border. It is Sunday's installment of the Jannies. It's coming your way.
Okay, we are past pumpkin season, but we're sticking with it. Jannies, look out! This was at Lambeau.
Oh, no.
Skydiver crashes into the wall.
Oh,
Appears to be okay. Put the brakes on. Just enough. Oh, almost into that
and just
camera
hits it with his face. Eating it.
Yeah, he's okay. Hey, I'm fine.
Skydiving is dangerous.
Yes.
I have to be an experienced skydiver. Let's go over to the Ravens and Bengals. Lamar Jackson just sidesteps safety Jesse Bates III, and then he pulls off the spinorama to get to the end zone. Now, folks, that was the longest run by a quarterback since Cam Newton's 62-yarder way back on December 10th of 2017, and it was nice.
Canada, New Zealand, Christine Sinclair. This is goal number 183 of her international career. She's now 2 goals shy of passing American Abby Wambach's record of 184 career international goals.
All right, let's go to the hard court now. Nuggets, T-Wolves, Karl Anthony Towns, Nikola Jokic. Battled all night in the paint, but check out the pass here. Towns to Graham for the layup. Little behind the back move. Eyes in the back of his head, just shuffles it off.
Eskies and Owls, Mario Alford with a 99-yard return. This was the third longest, it's only the third longest kickoff return in playoff history. The crowd was rocking in Montreal. Great to see, but the Eskimos got out of this one with a win.
He's just untouched there. High stepping.
Giants and Jets, Jamal Adams overpowers Saquon Barkley and swipes the ball out of Daniel Jones' hands, and that's a strip sack, and he takes it 25 yards for the touchdown. That's just pure muscle there.
Jamal Adams
recorded a sack, a forced fumble, and a recovery, and a touchdown on one play.
Watch what he does.
That's talent. All right, we got more football action for you now. Panthers.
This is one that
Packers. Aaron Rodgers catches the flag while laying on the ground. After roughing the passer call, Aaron Rodgers, a man of many, many talents.
Yeah, winter has arrived. It was snowing at Lambeau. It was
very
cold
chilly
in Calgary.
Yeah.
So Calgary, you aren't alone.
And very cold in Calgary.
Yes.
Would you say minus 22?
Minus 22 at the wind chill. Highlight of the night. It's coming up.
Welcome back. It is your worst play of the day. Kansas City setting up for a field goal. But we've got some miscommunication on the snap here. Dustin Colquitt just throws the ball away. Now, that is intentional grounding. That is miscommunication. That is a lot of bad things happening in this football game. That is the worst.
Highlight of the night. Lamar Jackson keeps on the read option, spins, past a couple defenders, 47 yards. Touchdown run. Yeah, that's a highlight of the night. There was a lot of plays in the NFL on Sunday that could have been the highlight of the night, but I think they chose wisely for this one.
Lamar Jackson definitely deserves it.
You blew it?
Okay, let's hear it.
We point out our errors. Producer Tim forgot to change the walkover clock to the cameraman Glenn retirement countdown. The Ravens, 3 Heisman Trophy winners on one team. I said that's the only time it's happened. It's the 4th different time it's happened.
The 4th different time? Does it tell us the previous 3?
Yeah, Chiefs in 70.
All right.
The Raiders did it a bunch of times. Raiders did it again in 98. Ravens did it in 2019.
The more you know.
You blew it. The side of your desk is extremely messy.
I'm not as clean as you. I know you have your little highlighter bucket. Everything's organized back here. But I like to spread out. I take my space. Okay. I also blew it because I probably didn't Lysol down the sets.
Yeah, I know.
So I could be
and
very
Jay blew it because he's sick. That's not acceptable.
But he's
Bell's
an Iron
watch.
Man.
Because if you have spicy pee, see a doctor. See it?